The Mountain Dew pitch black match. LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt. So first of all, I think Bray took more time walking to the ring than Gunther spent actually competing in the Royal Rumble. The pitch black gimmick is they turn on the black lights, and the ropes are like fluorescent green or luminescent green, whatever you call it, and LA Knight's gear glows. And Bray Wyatt had he had face paint on, you can see when he came out, but when they turned the black lights on, that's when you really saw everything in his face and his beard and his eyes and the Mountain Dew logo on his shoulder. So it's a rave.
No, you know what it was? It was, Naomi, everything about Naomi returned except Naomi. That's what it was.
Well,
this was her exact same entrance.
But Naomi never had a match this bad.
Well, no, of course not. But and few have.
No, very, very few. All right,
and I'm not even sure how bad it was because you could barely see anything.
So the wrestling,
they did a fucking spot where somebody did something off the barricade through a table, and like shit flies in the air that's all glowing in the dark.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys fucking did some spot off the barricade through a table onto a fucking chair or something like that in the dark.
Yeah. So they attempted to do some sort of suplex, like one guy was on the stairs, the other guy was on a barricade, and one or both fell. I'm not entirely sure. Then they go through the table. The table was stuffed with like glow-in-the-dark popcorn or something.
Beanbag beans.
Beanbag beans.
Is that what that was?
Something.
They're all round. It wasn't popcorn.
They were confetti or
well, no, because when the lights turned back on, they were some weird color on the ground.
Whatever they were.
I don't know what it was.
Fish bait. I don't care.
Could have been.
So they fuck that. Fuck the superplex up. And my last portion of notes here reads: I stopped writing things down. Period. Sucks. Period. Bray won with his sister Abigail. Okay, now here's the bullshit. Bray has won the match. After the match, he goes to the corner and puts on a wacky mask that we can't see because it's dark. But the mask apparently makes him invulnerable to pain. Which begs the question, why not put it on before the match?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
If you're impervious to pain, as a result
Very
of this
hard
mask,
to defeat a man in a wrestling match.
why do you put it on after the mask?
So,
or the match?
And
I got a better question for you, Vinny, even though that's the obvious question. Why did he put another mask on?
I don't know.
Like, why?
I don't know.
Because it's spooky shit. He's doing spooky shit.
It's lore.
I mean, it is definitely lore.
It's lore. So there was a kendo stick in this match. They found like a rave orange kendo stick, which you see all the time. And
lightsaber.
Sure. They should have edited sound effects. That would have made it so much better. So LA Knight has the lightsaber, and he's like whacking Bray in the head with it, and then you see like bending over his head, which the kendo sticks do, and it doesn't hurt him. He's in pervious pain. So now LA Knight is scared. He's scared, and so he's trying to like flee through the crowd, but he's being stalked by Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt with this mask on is two things. He's like a Jason Voorhees who never runs, and then even if he wanted to run, he's still really fat. He can't run. And I'm looking at LA Knight is like ripped, man. Great shape. This guy does cardio for days. Abs everywhere. If Bray Wyatt can't if LA Knight can't outrun Bray Wyatt, he deserves whatever happened to him.
Well, he could not run him, bro.
He could not run him.
No.
So LA
some do that mask.
Bray Wyatt stalks him to a crash pad. There's a crash pad in the back. And he stalks him there, and LA Knight can't flee. He's helpless. Another fucking can do. And so Bray mandible claws him to death, lays him out on the pad, and the crash pad is apparently in like a city block because there's buildings up there. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And Uncle Howdy appears.
It's fucking Uncle Howdy.
And
he jumps.
He certainly did.
He leaped off a high thing. And he missed LA Knight by a fucking mile.
Clearly.
And then shit blew up everywhere. And it was over.
There were puppets.
I laughed. There were?
There were fucking puppets.
I missed the fucking puppets.
They're up and on.
Yeah, where he jumped from.
Yeah.
I laughed and laughed at this fucking stupid ass spot. And I laughed. This was absolute horseshit. And you know what? Listen, I've seen some bad WWE booking. But it has been a long time since I have outright compared anything they've done to World Championship Wrestling. But man, this fucking Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy shit is WCW. Because, do you watch all of this?
No.
Okay,
I've
yes.
been. I'm in and out on it.
On and out?
Yeah.
You
On
want
I'm
and out.
watching Raw and SmackDown, yes.
Okay, so if you watch Raw and SmackDown like Sean and I, first, like Bray would return and this fucking Uncle Howdy would appear on the screen, and it was clearly Bray, right? Then one day, Bray and LA Knight are in the ring, and Uncle Howdy comes out on the ramp. So now they tell us, well, they're not the same guy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Sean.
That's right.
Yes. So then they did another angle where Uncle Howdy attacked and beat the shit out of Bray Wyatt.
I recall that, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's his enemy. Am I wrong?
Even I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So then they did another show, and Bray did a promo, and he said, I am Uncle Howdy.
Huh?
That's what he said, right, Sean?
There it is.
Yes, he said, I am Uncle Howdy.
He said it tonight.
And then on SmackDown, they do one more back and forth before this match, and Uncle Howdy shows up and starts dancing in the fucking cheap seats, and Bray just kind of nods, like, yep, motherfucker, he's coming too. So now they're on the same side? So they're the same guy, they're a different guy, they're enemies, they're friends, and they certainly appear to be friends on this fucking show. Were they not?
It's a mystery, Ryan.
You know what it is? It's bullshit.
Let it
It's
be a
fucking
mystery.
horrible. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. It's nonsensical, and it sucks.
Wow.
We went back and watched the entire run of Nitro, and I'm honestly not sure there was any one specific element as bad as the Uncle Howdy saga. Now, the shows as a whole were much worse, because it was 2 hours, 3 hours of this crap. But I'm not sure any one thing Nitro ever did was as bad as Uncle Howdy.
I wouldn't say that, because they had that under the Warrior in the Mirror, Hulk, all that shit. But you know what? You know what does remind me of WCW? It's so fucking dumb. I laugh. I laugh at how
guess.
fucking dumb it is.
Well,
So at least it's got
I'm
that.
glad it brings you some joy.
Yeah. Kind of like Thunder, which was worse than Nitro.
Thunder was worse, but it was funny bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Louisiana Knight because he was really starting to like get over, I guess, on SmackDown and Raw with his like the crowd was getting along with him and loving it, and I feel bad for him.
Geek of the week.
Yeah.
LA Knight.
You know what's funny about LA Knight, though, is he was never supposed to get over at all with his
No.
shit. He was just supposed to be the first geek killed, but he did everything he could to like make it work, and he did do a fantastic job. But too bad, buddy.
What a depressing story.
Your job
Yeah.
was to die at the hands of Bray Wyatt in a fucking neon light match.
And I hope he doesn't become like a zombie along with the. Oh my God.
I hope he becomes
LA Knight
the
has
buzzard.
Him and Alexa are gonna get it on later.
LA Knight has been getting essentially the same character over for like a decade now. We're working the same character over for like a decade or more in various promotions. NXT, TNA, finally gets called up, and they make him the head of the model thing, and he gets free of that, and it's peaking. It's all coming together. All the work is worth it. And now he is beaten by Uncle Howdy and exploded.
What do you think of this match, Mark?
Now, you see, you guys have known me long enough that you know that I'm a real fan of nonsense.
That's true. You may
know.
have liked this, actually.
So, like, nonsense is fine. Like, all this nonsense, like, it's like, so I have been keeping up a little bit with Bray Wyatt since he came back. You know, I talked about earlier with you, Vinny, about how angry I was when he first came back, and they fucked up the light cue for when he blew out the lantern. He went back, and they turned the light out
Yes.
before he went forward,
Yes.
which is... How do you fuck that up anyway? And then, like, it just dragged on with him being like, I'm so happy, thank you guys. And but I'm mad, but I'm a bad guy, but I'm gonna get you. And then, but thank you so much. I'm gonna get you. So they did that for fucking ever. And then Uncle Howdy is wandering around and doing whatever that is. But anyway, so like. Bray Wyatt is supposed to be like a myth, like a, you know, like an Undertaker-esque mythical character. Ooh, I'm spooky. Bray Wyatt gets fired, comes back. His first match ever, and this is where my problem lies. His first match ever is a gimmick match sponsored by Mountain Dew. Like,
Yeah,
when The
dog.
Undertaker got injured and went away, he never came back, and they were like, The Undertaker's coming back and doing a Faygo pineapple casket match. You know? Like he's doing the Dr. Pepper Hell in a Cell. You know, that never fucking happened because that would be fucking idiotic. That would be really, really stupid. So when I saw that this was a Mountain Dew themed match, like I was like, what are they gonna like? Are they gonna drink Mountain? Like, is that they're gonna drink Mountain Dew and see who can hold the burp the longest? Like, what is this? Why are you putting this mythical, scary man in a fucking commercial? Why is this happening? So that was my main problem with the match. All the bullshit, the fucking rave lighting with anybody really anybody in the crowd who had a little stain on their pants, their date's gonna see that. That's no good. You don't want to. You don't want to see that when you're out. But otherwise, it was a stupid match. It wasn't very good. Poor L.A. Knight. I think he was the man behind L.A. Gear back in the '80s. And that's where he gets he gets his namesake. But yeah, it was a really stupid match. And then Uncle Howdy came out in that fucking trench coat and just yahooed right down on nothing.
He sure did. He leaped.
And you know what? I don't give a fuck where this goes next. I'm so uninvested at this point.
Wow.
And I think everyone else probably is too, because they drug this fucking shit out for so. That motherfucker came back in October. His first match is in the end of January, Brian? Are you fucking kidding me? Everybody's been waiting for this motherfucker to come back and do some spooky ass shit. And they wait until fucking January to put him in a soda match. A fucking soda match, Brian. Get the fuck out of here. It's the dumbest fucking thing I've seen in such a fucking... it's dumber than the time Brock Lesnar wasn't in the Money in the Bank ladder match and won the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's dumber than that. It's dumber than every Royal Rumble where, somebody's pushing somebody over and then somebody else stops them from pushing somebody over. It's dumber than all the dumb shit they do.
Well, my only argument is after I watched this match, I wish they had held it off longer.
Forever?
Yeah. Like maybe next Royal Rumble, perhaps.